Welcome to another edition of the Keg Tap. Today, Operation Kegerator. Fairly simple procedure, taking a fridge and we're converting it. Using the parts that we need, getting a keg, getting all the lines, and we're converting our normal fridge into a working kegerator. Basically going from this to this. Sit back, relax, enjoy. Maybe you guys will get some inspiration and go and make one of your own. Here we go.
In fact,
to get started, here's what you'll need: a corny keg, CO2 tank, a regulator, beer line, your quick disconnects, faucet, shank, spill tray, hose clamps, and a tap handle. So here we have our empty fridge. In order to make this thing into a kegerator, a few steps need to be followed. Step 1 of this project is to measure out your space and draw up a platform idea. While this highly technical design is not to scale, it does give you a good reference point. With just a couple of 2x4s and a piece of plywood, you can really come up with a good base for the kegerator. After you've gotten your fridge measurements, make corresponding measurements on your 2x4s to build the platform base. After you've gotten everything measured, let's get some cutting done. The 4 cut pieces are aligned into a square that fits within the dimensions of the fridge. Grab some mending plates from your local hardware store and line them up to connect the 4 pieces. Then mark off your points where you're going to drill screws in. Drill some starter holes to make it easier to drive in your screws. Then go ahead and grab your screws and drive them in. Take more measurements for a center beam in your platform. This will solidify the whole piece. And then it's back to cutting some more wood. Here's a view of the platform with the centerpiece and the mending plates in place. This is the plywood I mentioned before. Drive screws into the 4 corners to secure the plywood onto the platform base. Because the bottom of the fridge is uneven, we cut legs to be attached to the bottom of the front side of the platform. Using 90-degree or L-shaped plates, we can secure the legs. And this is what the platform looks like when fit inside the fridge. And now it's time to do some more measuring. After all, this is where the tap's gonna go. I've always found it a best practice to establish a center point and work off of that. After taking my measurements, I drew up a couple of ideas on how I wanted my kegerator to look.
Okay, well now it's time to drill. We got the goggles on because we do believe in safety.
I decided for a 3-tap kegerator, so I'm drilling the first hole in the middle and working off of that. Congratulations, you've just drilled a hole in a perfectly good refrigerator. Take the faucet and shank assembly and drive it through the hole. Then, tighten the nut on the other side. Now take your vinyl tubing and cut a 5-foot section. This should be more than enough. Connect it securely to the barb on the back of the shank. Tighten a hose clamp to firmly secure the line onto the barb. Ultimately, you want to secure both sides of your beer line with hose clamps seen here. Take the other end of the beer line, attach a quick disconnect and secure it to the ball lock liquid outfitting on your keg. See the beer flowing? You're doing something right. Next, it's time to attach the spill tray, seen here. take a measurement and mark where your tray will be fastened. I would suggest 12 to 13 inches like I did here, just in case you plan to fill larger items than pint glasses, like growlers for instance.
Down with the slaughterhouse.
Once you've marked them off, go ahead and drill some more pilot holes. You should be familiar with this by now.
Turn around.
Drill the screws into the pilot holes to create the anchors for your spill tray. Then, hang the spill tray. Okay, here we go. Moment of truth.
It all comes out in static
Now,
now.
as you can see, it pours a nice thick head right now. I can probably release some pressure out of the keg. I force carbed it to get this thing ready to go, but it's a fully carbonated beer. Let's give it a taste. Good stuff. Guys, that's it. Kegerator project complete. Cheers.